afternoon. Say hi when you get here and let me know if you can hear me, because that's always an issue. Okay, I have sound. I can hear myself. Hi, Laurie. Good, you can hear me. That's a good thing. I'm just going to put in some links right now to some of the things that we're going to be using. Just bear with me for a minute, you guys, while I get my ducks in a row. I'm here. I'm here. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Elizabeth. Happy Sunday, sweetheart. I'm almost done. I got one more thing to share. I wish there was a way to do this like automatically, like, because I share mostly the same things every live. It'd be nice if it was just like boom, everything was done at once. But of course, that would be too easy, right? Okay, there we go. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Deborah. All right, so here we go. If you're new here and you don't know this, if you type in exclamation point notify all together, no space here. If you type that in the comments, you'll get a notification. It's audible. You'll be able to hear a notification when I go live, because I'm always live Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But during the week, I often jump on and do surprise lives. So do that. If you're watching on YouTube, it will not work. You have to go to Facebook and jump on one of my past lives and type that in. Okay, so there's that piece of information out of the way. You guys, it's going to be so fun. We got a lot to do. Peat pots. Love them, love them, love them. I haven't done any since last spring, and I'm so excited. These are going to be different than the ones I did last spring. You know what? Before we get started, I want to share a mistake that I made, and I'm going to save you from making it. There's these fabulous Dollar Tree chalkboards. They say chalkboards, but they're not really. The surface of that is like cardboard and it's very shiny. I haven't unwrapped this yet, and it's quite shiny. And I thought to myself, ooh, because I knew I wanted to do a transfer on black, I thought, perfect, it's already done for me. And I know better. I know something shiny, your transfer is not going to stick to it. I've made that mistake before. So here was the transfer I tried to put on that, and it didn't work. And I just had to pull it all off, and I had to waste that much transfer. It's wasted, okay? Because that surface was too shiny. So what I did is I went in with sandpaper and I took all the shine off of that black, and then I painted it black with regular, I think I used pitch black paint couture mineral, and I didn't even top coat it before I put the transfer on, and it worked beautifully. So there you go. Still making mistakes. Make them all the time. All right, so let's talk about this. These are going to be so cute. The first thing, these are little things. We're going to, oh, these are going to be so, so cute. Wait till you see. All right, let's put all of that over to the side, because the first thing that we have to do is we have to paint these and let them dry. Now, I'm using, it's called Cottage White. It's Folk Art Home Decor. It's very similar to farmhouse linen, but I don't want to I don't want to waste my good farmhouse linen, because this is going to take a lot of paint, and we're going to cover most of it. So I'm using the inexpensive stuff. I save my expensive paint couture paint for things that matter. Not that this doesn't matter. That was the wrong thing to say. Deborah, you're welcome. And you know, Deborah, I did that before. I did it with the Cottage Rose transfer last year on a journal. Wasted the whole page. It just peeled right off. Yeah. But I didn't remember, you know. All I thought was, ooh, look, I'm going to save a step. That's all I thought. So I'm not looking for complete coverage here. All right. So I kind of like it when it shows through a little bit. So don't even worry about, and this little rim up top, don't paint that. That's going to be a different color. So just like this. If there's more paint in some places than others, that's perfectly okay too. I like it to show through a little bit. See, that's kind of like what I like. Excuse me for a minute, I got a message. It might be my son. No, it's my new friend, Travis from Rooster Cottage. He's a chatterbox like me. Okay, here we go. This bottom part here is not going to matter, so don't worry. Look, see how it kind of juts in right there? Don't worry about painting this down here. That's going to be covered with something, so don't worry about that, okay? Just get yourself a fun little coat. Doesn't have to be solid. In fact, I like it not solid. Like this. That's it. There's one. Let's do the other. If you have a lot of paint on your brush, start out with a real light hand, and then you don't get, like, you know, all the paint in one place. Like here I got a lot of paint. I'm going to start out with a light hand, and then I'll apply more pressure as the paint gets used up off my brush. These little pots are cute. They're like 4x3, and they're in my Amazon store. I think you can buy 6 or 10 of them at once, but of course you can buy like 50 of them at once too, but I found the least amount you could buy. I think they're $9.99, but they're fun. We're going to have something really, really darling when we're done. We're going to do some stamping. Okay, so there's the top part of those. Now listen, we're going to put feet on this. So these places here, if you look at the bottom, there's like 4. That's going to be the front. So look at your pot and see which side looks the best, and make sure you have a side that looks the best. Okay, so that's going to be for that. And then I think that's going to be the front of my other one. All right, so there's that part. We're done with that color paint. Hi, Travis. I was just talking about you. But it was nice. Deborah, the pots are in my Amazon store, honey. In the very first part, you can click on my link. I put a link there for y'all. Okay, now we're going to take one of our favorite Paint Couture Autumn Sage, and we're going to paint this little lip around the top of this with that color. You guys, this is going to be so cute. Liz, you're not that late, though. You're not that late. We're just getting started. You might want to go back and watch the beginning, though, because I shared a boo-boo that I made, and it could possibly save you from making the same boo-boo. I'll get you a little bit closer here. Now this, I want more coverage, and it's a real porous kind of I don't, I was going to say fabric. It's not fabric. Whatever it is, it's kind of cardboardy. I don't know. You know, it's meant to put seedlings in, and then you just put the whole thing right into the ground, right? So I'm kind of wiggling the green into because it's a little bit rough. I love this color green. That got out of control. And again, if there's some see-through spots, not a biggie. And then I just kind of go around the top like that. And the tops of these are quite rough. See, they're rough. Yeah, which makes them charming, in my opinion. In my opinion, they're charming. You guys are going to be so surprised. You don't even know what's coming at you. I want, excuse me, I want to get these painted so they can dry. You know, of course we can force dry them if they're not dry enough, but with the other part of the project that we're going to do, these will have some time to set up and dry. Oh, this color. And then I just kind of go around the top like that. Okay, so now I've got those done, and we're done with this color paint. Make sure you always take the paint off of your brush, like I'm doing right here. There's a lot of paint left in your brush. If you put that right in your water cup, you're wasting paint, which is no bueno. Is it your favorite color, Travis? I just love it. You know, I love that color. This is my new favorite green right here. Misty Fjord. Oh, it's so beautiful. Such a beautiful green. Yeah, real soft. And I used it on that piece that I made yesterday. Is that out here? Oh, here it is. It's on the frame is the Misty Fjord with, you know, a dry brush of farmhouse linen and then some gold. This was so much fun, you guys. Oh, so much fun. Took me like 5 hours. I was in craft heaven. Hi, Regine, sweetheart. How are you? All right, we've got that done. Those are drying. We're going to stamp. Everybody's favorite. Not really. I know most of you guys don't like to stamp. But that's what I'm here for, to take the fear away, okay? So, I've got 2 pieces of tissue paper. I like to stamp on, my camera's crooked, that makes me nuts. I like to stamp on a hard surface, okay? If I stamp on this paper towel, I'm not going to get as crisp of an image as I would like, okay? I'm going to use Iron Orchid Black, okay? And I'm going to, hi Sonia, I haven't seen you in forever and ever. How you doing, Dolly? Yeah, the paint couture colors are just so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Okay, I got distracted. What was I talking about? Stamps. Today we're going to use Insignia and Countryside Memoirs. This stamp is killer. Killer. Well, they both are. I love the Countryside Memoirs. I use it in my journaling a lot. I'm doing good, Regine. Do you ever do inlays? Nikki, I do inlays. I just did inlays. What was the project, you guys? We just did inlays, and I can't remember what it was. Maybe our next project will be inlays. Yes, because yeah, it will be, because I want to take those pink, that whole pink bunny situation and do it on something. So we'll be doing an inlay project soon. This is from Countryside Memoirs, and it's, see that garland? I'm going to use that. And this long piece here, I'm going to use that, I think. The color I just showed us in the spring bundle. It is Regine. Yes, it is. It's with all those beautiful pastels in the spring bundle. You're absolutely correct. Here's my thin mount. I'm going to put my stamp on my thin mount. This is way too much in my way for my liking, okay? And I'm going to, I wonder, no, we're gonna have to do that separately. I'm going to ink with my pad. Now look, I got a little bit of, a little something something right here. I know I always talk about that. I call it overspray. I generally try to catch it and take it off before I stamp. The odds of it transferring are very slim, but I have had it happen, and it's heartbreaking. Okay, so we're gonna start, and I'm gonna do maybe 3 or 4 of these end to end, okay? Just like that. Hold it. Once you've set it down and you've committed, do not think that you can move it around, because you can't, okay? You've got to always have an anchor hand. Now I'm gonna go over here. Here's my anchor hand. This is a stamp, what's it called? Looks like a hockey puck, the thing you play air hockey with, but I love it. Impression stamp tool or something it's called. Look at the delicate beauty of that. Oh, I just love it. So we're gonna do several of these end to end. You know, I do a lot of journaling in my in my spare time, and that Countryside Meadows I had used, and when I saw it I knew. I said, oh yeah, I'm going to be using that like crazy. Pressure tool. Thank you, Lori. That's what it's called. Thank you, Lori. So now I'm just going to do this end to end. This is making me nuts. Hold on. Okay. I've got this here. I'm just going to make this go right there. Once you've committed, you got to commit. That moved a little, makes me scared. I hope we're okay. We are. Look how pretty. So pretty, so delicate and pretty. All right, I think we need 1 or 2 more. I can't remember. Well, I cut the paper the length that I needed, so I only need 1 more. My paper's a little wrinkly over here. Make sure that lays down properly. Upside down and backwards. Okay, I'm anchored here. Sorry, I'm out of camera range. I'm anchored here pretty tight, and now I can take my pressure tool. This pressure tool puts even pressure on the entire stamp, and since I've started using this, I will never stamp without it. It's been, I got good impressions before, you know, because stamping's my thing. But man, I'll tell you what, with this thing right here, and it was inexpensive, like maybe $6.99, $7.99. It was a good purchase. Now I was thinking, I don't know if I want it or not, but I was thinking I would take this piece. Just not sure. I'm not sure it needs it. No, I'm not going to, because here's what I was hoping to do, and I hope I left enough room. What I was hoping to do was to put a beautiful butterfly. I was hoping to put a butterfly here somewhere. But now this is where I need to pick up my pot, and it's still kind of wet. And I've determined that this is the front of my pot, or is it? I wasn't really paying attention when I set it down. I like that better. Okay, so if that's the front of my pot, and this is, I'm going to kind of fold it in half to find the middle. So there's the middle, okay, right where that divot is the middle. So if that's like that, I know there's going to be a situation over here that's going to take up some room. So what I'd like to do is put a butterfly, and I can come down with this a little bit. I think I'll put a butterfly right up here. And the bad news is I did not leave enough room when I cut, but never fear, because we're piecing everything in with decoupage, I can just go ahead, because we're going to trim that, I can just go ahead and stamp myself a butterfly, which is what I'm going to do, and we'll just piece it in, because we can. Listen, I stamp on tissue paper. There's a shiny side and there's a matte side. I go with the matte side. I have no science to back this up, but it seems to me like it dries better on the matte side. So I'm just gonna, I mean, the detail on these are just, yeah, it's ridiculous. Look at the detail. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we've got those. Now we're going to, this is where I start losing parts of my stamp. I don't even know where the other piece went. Is it still on my, well, that's not good news. You know, I have a glass mat. Sometimes I'll just reach up there and stick them down on my glass mat. And that way they don't go anywhere, you know. Is the decorative piece that you used to top your last project with the berries heart listed in your Amazon shop? Catherine, it is. It's in the mold section. Yes, yes, absolutely, Travis. That's my thought process as well. Now, I'm going to trim around this a little bit because I don't want, thank you, whoever that was. That's my little cash register sound on Shopify. I'm going to trim around this because we don't need all this paper. And I know what you're thinking. Those of you that decoupage, you're thinking, oh, she's doing a straight line. It's not going to blend in very well. On the roughness of these peat pots, it's not an issue. You know, if this was going like on a flat piece of wood that I painted, you'd be able to see like a demarcation line. But because that pot is so so rough, not an issue. And then we're going to stamp a initial. I always choose the L because I love the way it looks. And people are like, well, why don't you do a V? Well, I don't do a V because I'm not keeping it, so why would I do a V? So I do an L because one of my lovely customers who really likes my stuff, she might see it and like it for herself. Okay, so there's our two pieces for, we'll cut that out when we need to, for the one pot, okay? Now here's our other pot, and we're going to use, oh, thanks, Barbara. That's what I'm here for. I never saw edges when you did this on the cloches. Really? Good, good, good. That's a good thing. That is a very good thing. Yeah, the butterflies and the birds. In the countryside memoirs, yeah, there's a bird in there. Oh, look, he's right here. I love him. I love him. I put him in the last journal that I did. And there's two of them, one flying one way and one flying the other. Look, here's those pieces I was worried about. Okay, I'm going to stick them down to my glass mat, and that way I won't lose them. Now, I had a little round square, not round, but a perfect square piece. Here it is, matte side up, okay? And I'm going to, hi Gail, thanks for popping in. I'm going to get this frame. This is from Insignia. It's small. I'm taking that frame. I'm taking a little bit from, I can't remember which one I decided on. A little bit from Countryside, here it is, from Countryside Memoirs. Look, see this little thing right here? I think that would look cool on the side of the, like, brackets on either side. So that I'm doing that too. So we're doing that, and then I'm going to use the L. I mean, all of the letters are beautiful, but I particularly like the way the L, look, it's just so swoopy. Well, they're all pretty swoopy. The X is crazy swoopy. Okay, so I'm going to use the L. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to, how long have I lived in Vegas? I lived there for 40 years. Barbara, I've been here, hold on. I've been here 40 years, maybe a little bit more than 40 years. I moved here as a baby. No, I didn't. I was 18 when I moved here. I'll tell you what, there's some really nice things about Las Vegas, and one of them is the weather. It's like 80 degrees outside right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to decide which way I want this to go, and if that's a bow or not. No, it's not. It's not a bow. Oliver's here, you guys. Can you hear him honking? Poor baby. Okay, I think we'll use that. But then I have to see how the L is going to fit in there. But that's really determines which way this is going to go. Okay, so that's the way that's going to go. All right, we're going to stamp this. Where did you live, Barbara, when you lived here? What part of town? I know, Travis, it's hard to listen to him. And you know what? Our pollen count is through the roof because, you know, it's 80 degrees and it's gorgeous out. And so he's had to have his breathing treatment and Benadryl, and he's honking like a darn goose, the poor thing. All right, let's see how we do here. Anchor hand, pressing with my pressure tool. Anchor over here. Always have an anchor down on your stamp. Look, so beautiful. So you were born there and moved a couple hours away 18 years ago. I'll be darned. Where do you live now? Do you live in like Mesquite or something, or Pahrump? Because those are close. All right, let's put the L. Let's figure out where the L goes. See, and I can stamp this, and then I can decide where the L looks the best. Because it matters. Because I don't want it touching the, I think that is the perfect place for the L, so I'm going to pick it up with my little clear block. I'm going to ink it. Oh, Southern Utah. Still beautiful, beautiful area. A little bit colder. A little bit colder. So now I need to put this right in the middle. Oh, so delicate and beautiful. Just in love with these little 4-pack stamps. They're 6x6 sheets, and you get 4 of them, and I'll tell you what, I love them. Now my thought was to do like a little something like this on the side of it, just because it seems like a little bit lonesome kind of there all by itself. I'm not sure I'm married to the idea. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. If we don't like it, we can cut it off, and we don't have to use it. So you can obviously mix and match these. So let's make sure this is straight. And then I'm going to come right like that. Oh yeah, looky there. Looky there. Like old England. I hope I have enough room on this side. Oh man, just barely. Look how close that is. But look how pretty. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, we've got all our stamping done. Now let's check and see if our peat pots are dry. I don't think they're going to be dry. I think we're going to have to put a little bit of heat to them, but that's okay. Let me get myself some room here. We're done with all the stamping. Let me get that out of the way. Here's my stamping off to the side. Here's my peat pots. They're a little cool to the touch, so I am going to give them just a little kiss with the heat gun. A good time to go grab a beverage if you want to. I know you're thinking, what is she going to do with that ugly bottom? You'll see. It's not going to be ugly. Okay, that dried up pretty quickly. We're going to put feet on these, okay? And they're just, they're going to be off the chart cute. These little balls here, they're wood. And they have a hole in them, but that side is flat, so they make perfect little feet. And what I do, instead of trying to paint each one individually, which is a nightmare, is I take a little bit, we're going to paint them autumn sage. I'm going to take a little bit of the autumn sage with a little bit of water. There's quite a bit of water on my brush. And I'm going to put it into a paper bag like that. Oh, I thought that got on my paper I'm going to use. It didn't. And then I'm going to, you don't have to seal it, but I'm going to do this. Roll them around, and they will paint themselves. Ideally. Ideally, that's what happens. Yep. Yep. They're all painted. And then I'm going to pour them out on a piece of paper towel that we can just kind of set out of the way. Oh, I got one in there that didn't get completely. I got kind of pushed over to the edge of the. And you can touch these up after you've put them on, or you could paint them completely after you put them on. But I like this way. Yeah, there's a few little spots that we're going to paint, but that's okay. Throw that away because that's a mess. Let's see where these going to go. I have something everywhere. I'm going to put these over here to dry. Let me spread them out. Okay, so we got that part done. Travis, I'm full of useless information. Okay, let's see where we're at here and what our best side is on these. My first instinct is that this is going to be good for the garland. And this will be good for our, come here, yeah. Now, maybe this one. Because I need kind of a, I do like that for the garland. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make I'm going to make this pot because with this, I want mostly white behind there so it really shows up. And as you can see on this pot, I don't really have a place that's like got a real nice there, maybe a little bit. Like, so I might fill in that a little bit with paint. So we'll have the perfect area, right? Travis, you're full of useless information as well. That's not true though, actually. You've taught me a couple of things in the last week or so that I really appreciate. So I'm just making this so the background's a little bit wider for this. I want it to stand out. Okay. Okay. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sandy. You popped in too. You know what, Travis? That's a good idea. I never thought of that. I never thought of that, wearing my clothes inside out to get, but then I would, like you said, make a trip to the store and it's inside out. I had my pajamas on inside out yesterday. We'll give that a second to cool off and we will, ouch, we will decoupage our garland and our butterfly. How's that? Sound like a plan? I use plain old Mod Podge. I know there's other things that people can use, but Mod Podge has always done me well. I like the stuff that Robin sells, but I ran out of it and I just haven't ordered more. Hey, if somebody has a link for Robin, would you drop it in the comments if it's not too, hi Sheila, hi sweetheart. If it's not too much trouble, I forgot to do that. I like to put a link because I use her paints and, you know, top coats and stuff almost exclusively. So now here's the front of this pot. What? Wait a minute. That's for that. Okay. Where's the front here? I think this is the front, I determined. And I'm just going to kind of fold this a little bit so I know where the middle is here, and it's right there. And I think that looks like, that looks right. Yes, that looks right. Maybe up just a little bit. Sorry, I'm off camera, but I have to. Okay, so I've not attached it, but I've got it trapped with my finger, okay? And so then I'm just going to lay this back, and I'm going to put my Mod Podge here, and I'm going to begin to lay this down. Now, it's going to want to not go straight because this is a curved surface. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about like little, what do you call them? Little wrinkles. I'm not even going to worry about that. This is going to be such a rustic look that it's not even going to be an issue. But I will get some plastic to kind of, and you can really push the little wrinkles out. Gently though, because, you know, once this tissue gets wet, it can just disintegrate on you. I should mark this. I'm going to mark this so I know where the front is. How can I do that? Anything that I have to write on here is not going to show. There, okay. That's the front and that's the front. Okay, I just put a little pin mark there. All right. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you very much. And again, when this is going to have the tendency to want to curve up like this, just don't let it. And you'll have a little wrinkle or two, but again, not an issue. See, it wants to go all the way up there, but I don't want it to do that, so I'm just going to kind of gently kind of tease it down more like this and just kind of manage any little pleats or anything that I get. It's not a big deal. I'm going to press those out and you'll see you like can't even tell. So that's pleated right there and you can't even tell. I was bragging about how you couldn't see the edge. I can see the edge. It's because it didn't have any Mod Podge behind it. So just make sure all your edges have Mod Podge, and then it'll just kind of melt into the pot. And then I'll just go over it a little bit, gently, 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 because again, once you get this stuff wet, it gets very, very delicate. It's quite easy to tear it, okay? I know you're dying to know what's going on down here. I'm going to show you in just a minute. You can just tear it at the top a little. Tear what, these pots? Dude, this is like tearing a phone book in half. These things are really, they're quite thick. Like, I don't know that you could tear it. Well, maybe you could, but you know, I'm a delicate flower, so I might not be able to do it. Okay, so again, we're going to want this to go pretty straight, and I can make that happen. If I get a little something something, I'm not worried about it. It's not going to show. Make sure you get your edges. When you use plastic like this, the tissue paper, yeah, duh. When you pull it off, be very gentle. Don't just, cavalier go in and rip that off, because again, I know I keep saying it, but this tissue paper gets quite delicate. Look, there we are. We matched up perfectly. I'm going to cut this. Right there. Need a little bit more Mod Podge. Where did it go? Right in front of me. So I'm making a good, probably like a 2.5 inch, swath of Mod Podge. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to line it up with this other edge, just like that. See that? This is where I'm going to have a little bit of a wrinkle situation. Not going to worry about it. Besides, this is the back of the pot. No, I did not put the stamp side down on the pot. Travis, I can't be held responsible for your lack of control. Yeah, Countryside Meadows is, well, I love all of them. What am I talking about? I love them all. I can find something to do with all of them. So now we've got this lovely garland going all the way around our pot, okay? Make sure that my edges are down really good. I've got a little edge right here that I can see is not fully wet. Now our beautiful butterfly, let's see if we left room for him. I feel like a butterfly needs to go up top, but I already know something's going to be on this side, so we can't put it over there. Can a butterfly go underneath? Is that weird? Let's have a vote. Is it weird if the butterfly's down here and not up here? I feel like if he's up here, nobody's going to see him. I'll trim him out while we're thinking about it. I am going to water trim him. An inlay and clear top coat would be good too. Hi, Patricia. Dude, you're going to need a bigger car, or at least a bigger trunk. So everybody knows this is called a wet tear. I'm taking just a real thin paintbrush and I'm going around my image. And then I'm just going to gently pull that apart. And that gives you kind of a frayed edge, and it won't be noticeable. Again, on these pots, it's not really noticeable, but this is going in its own little area, so I don't want it to like stand out like a sore thumb. Okay, so there's that. This is going to be a 3-hour live. I could put it anywhere on the pot. True. I can put it at the bottom. Thank you for permission to do that. Okay. Not weird. Okay. Butterflies go everywhere. Very good point. So what I'm thinking is I'll put him right down here. Or you know what? There's going to be something over here, so I feel like he should go here. So that's where he's going, okay? Executive decision. I need more Mod Podge. So he's kind of like in the little curve of the... Yeah, I put shiny side down. I don't know why. I can't really explain why I do that, but that's what I do. I'm going to tear off as much of this paper as I can because he's going to go over the garland a little bit, and I don't want it cloudy. You know, if I put more tissue paper over it, it's going to look cloudy. I don't want that. Okay. Okay. So there's our beautiful butterfly. Yeah, that works. Dang it. I tore part of it off. Where's it at? See, right up there? The little tip of its wing. If I can find it, I can decoupage it on. Nope. Oh well. Perfectly imperfect. I might stamp it when it's dry. Not that anybody can see that, but okay, so that's done. So let's set that aside and let it dry. And let's put our beautiful, oh, it's so pretty. We'll put our beautiful L right here. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Am I retarded? You guys, what did I do? I feel like I used the pot that I painted for this for the garland, but that's okay. That's weird. There's a weird sound outside. Okay, I am going to water cut this. You have to be careful with a water cut because you can sure tear off part of your design. And very gently just kind of separate your paper like this. Let me do that part. It did sound like a teapot, didn't it? I don't know what it was or where it even came from. It's so funny you get quiet when you do stuff like this, like I'm performing surgery or something. Okay, so now we've got this, and it's got roughly edges, so I don't know why I'm worried about that, but okay. Got enough Mod Podge. Here's the pot that I was going to use for the other thing, but it turned out okay because there's like a nice solid side for this to go on. So this is going to go right here. Yeah, that's going to be fabulous. Okay. Thank you, Sheila. It's actually my advanced age is probably what's catching up with me. Okay, so this is going to go right in the middle. Oh, you know what? It's birds. We got robins. I don't know if you remember last year. Remember when robins came and they like assaulted our front yard, and we have a robin's nest out in our big tree out in front, and like one day, and I just happened to get it on film, I'll bet I had 100 robins bathing in my fountain out front. It was wild. So I hold it. I've centered it and I'm holding it, and I'm just going to put this side back like this. Okay. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I don't put all my Mod Podge on and then try to center it. You're asking for trouble. This is better. It's better this way. Okay. So now I'm just going to flatten that across that way. Where's my plastic? Yeah, it's birds. That's what it is. You think, Sheila? I don't know, girl. I just had a birthday. Yeah, I'm glad we did these little brackets on the side. I think that adds another level of foofy, I think. So then I can pull this back on this side, and I know that it's centered, and I can just do the other side. Did you really, Deborah? Wow. Do they build nests? I got so excited last year when we had a nest out in our tree. So excited. My husband went to the store and bought worms for him, and we were invested, man. Yeah. It's the first thing we do when we got up in the morning is go check on the birds. You all right, buddy? I was like, no, I'm not all right. I'm coughing my head off. Pushing 72. Good for you, girl. Well, I'm kind of pushing it too. I just turned 68, so. And Sheila, doesn't it seem like impossible? Because I feel about 12 on the inside. I really don't. My body doesn't feel like that, but my brain does. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love it. Okay, we've got some. Oh, Oliver. Buddy, go get a drink of water. I'm sorry you guys have to listen to that, but there's no way that he's going to leave my side, so. Okay, so we've got our pots, and they are beautifully decoupaged. There they are. Now, what are we going to do? Hi, Dina. What are we going to do about the bottom, which is ugly? Here's what we're going to do. I found some beautiful kind of floral scrap of paper, and I cut it, and then I used border punches. These are in my shop because I just bought them. I just bought 2 new ones, and I really like them both a lot. So I took the border punches, I measured, and I cut them. And here's the thing, and here's how you're going to have to attach this, because I think we're going to use, are we going to use hot glue? Probably hot glue. How old is my dog? My dog is going on 13. Yeah. When I was fleshing out this project, I thought, how am I going to get that on there? So what I want to do is this. I want to have like this beautiful little thing down at the bottom. But because it's curved and stuff, it's not, see, it's going to do that. And this is scrap of paper, so it's not, there's no give like with the tissue paper. So I was playing around with it, and I thought, let me see where the middle is. There's the middle. Okay. So if I take it, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to attach with a little dot of hot glue right there. Should that be the middle, or should that? I think that should be the middle. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right there to attach. And then I'm going to set it down, and I'm going to attach it all the way around. And it's not going, I don't even know how to explain this. I'm going to show you right now. It's not going to be curved. It's going to be straight. Hold on. See? It's going to be straight like this, but it's going to look great from the front and the sides, and then the little sage, autumn sage feet will peek out from underneath here. It's going to be cute, trust me. Trust me. You've trusted me this far. Stay with me. All right, so I think Fabri-Tac would be better, because if I use hot glue, I'm committed. Fabri-Tac will give me a little bit of wiggle room. It's not going to dry as quickly, but I just think overall I'll have a better experience with it. So we kind of decided this is the middle. Now what I want is, I want this to be, I'm going to just kind of gently attach it right here, okay? And then I'm going to stand it up and push it right down to the bottom of the pot. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, it's flush now with the bottom of the pot, okay? And that's what I'm going to have to do as I'm going around. As I'm going around, don't put glue here in this recessed part because it's not going to hold. As I'm going around, I'm going to hold it here because I know that it's flush there. I'm going to, it's almost going to kind of bend outwards, and I can see those feet. I can see where they are. And if you set it down and push the paper all the way to the bottom, it'll stay right where it's supposed to stay. Yeah, it's going to be really cute. Yeah, to attach the ends. Yes, that's what I was thinking too, Deborah. No, the paper's not really holding up the pot, Deborah. I'm going to show you in a minute as soon as this dries. The paper's not really holding up the pot. What's happening is the feet are holding up the pot, but look, the paper is flush with the feet. But there's a little gap there because it's not, it's almost like I could make this paper round and slip it on there, okay? So that's what it is. So it's attached up top here. It's not attached here at the bottom. It's just flush with the feet, but it makes like a little, look, it makes like a little, I don't even know what to call that. A collar. Yeah, it's like a collar. That's exactly what it is. Hold on, my alarm just went off. It's a collar. and it's working very nicely. I do have to hold it in place, but that's okay. With the hot glue, I wouldn't be able to slide it around, and I need to be able to slide it around. Okay, so now, and you could even work with it this way and just, I'm sorry, and just hold your finger there, and you can feel, you know, when it's flush. I am going to put it back down this way. This is the hardest part of the whole project, you guys. But I thought about it all morning, and I thought, how am I going to cover those ugly little indentations? And this is how I'm going to do it. And I got excited, and I meant to I meant to antique this with ink before I did it. We'll have to do it after the fact. Now, you see, it's not attached here. It's attached up here. It's not attached here. It's free floating. But that's what makes it stand up. Look. See, so it's perfect. My plate's crooked, but it's perfectly flush with the bottom of the, yeah. And then the feet will come out, and you'll see the feet. Yeah. That's a plan anyway. All right, so this guy just got to come up here like this. Now, I have to cut this. This is the ugly part. So that's in the right spot. I am going to touch a little bit of hot glue here. Oh, that's a good idea, Travis. That's a good idea. So I'm going to do one side at a time, okay? So I've got this side, and I want it to be, I don't want it, right now it's doing that curve thing that I don't want. I want it to be completely flush with the bottom of the pot, and it is. See? I think that you could, I don't know. The thought of filling those places up with hot glue kind of makes me nervous. I'm gonna think on that. Now this, see, this wants to come this way, so we've got to train this to come back up this way where we want it. And I'm gonna just undo it a little bit from here. And you can do that with fabric tack if it hasn't dried fully, which it has not. And yes, okay, good. Oh, man. I don't want to do the other one on camera. This took too long. I'm going to put a little seam right here of hot glue. And then I'm going to make this match this. Look. Ta-da! Let me see if it's even. And it's even. Ha! Very happy. Okay, so you've got those little gaps there, but that's okay. This is scrap of paper, and it's quite what's the word I want to use? It's heavy, so it's gonna keep its shape. You know, you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Oh, so adorable. But I wanted to antique the edges of it, and now I think it's too late because it's all glued down. Darn it, darn it, darn it. See, I get ahead of myself when I'm talking and working at the same time. Evidently, I don't have the brain cells for that. I know I can ink the bottom, which I'm going to. Okay, just going to take my vintage photo, just give it a little kiss around the bottom. Oh, I really wanted to do that top part because it makes the stamp show up so well. Darn it. And that's why I use those stamps too, because they look fabulous when you ink the edges of them. I don't know, we'll see. So that now we've got got a little bit of a bend in my paper. That's my fault. Remember when I bent it because I wanted to see where the center was? Don't do that. Don't bend to see where the center is. It's going to be okay. Generally, if I was doing a journal and I had this issue come up, I would take a piece of paper and I would try to tuck it behind the edges of this so I could get some, but that's so tight there. I might do it off camera. I'm going to do this one little part right here. Yeah, I'll be able to do it. I'm not going to do it on camera because it'd take forever. This is like that, 1 hour situation. It'll take an hour to do this. But you just slide a piece of paper behind there, and then you can do the edges, which is where I wanted and then I don't know if you can see that or not. Hold on, can you see where it's a little dark here around the edges? Yeah, okay. When we do this one, I'll ink the edges. Although I don't know if we're going to do that one. We're not going to do that one. We're going to finish this one, and whatever we did to this one, the same thing gets done to this one, okay? Because we still got a long ways to go, and we're already an hour in, okay? And my back only takes so much. So, I love jute. Doesn't everybody love jute? No, I do. Ouch. Ow. I hit the edge of the table with my head. I might pass out, you guys. Robin, it's Sunday Fun Day. Push some type of straight pin into the legs to take the weight off the paper. Well, there's not going to be any weight on the paper because remember, we're putting these on. There's not going to be any weight on the paper. The weight is going to be on these. So let's do these right now, okay? So here's our little feet, our feets. Yeah, I clonked myself good. I might have a mark. Okay, so here's our little feet. I am going to do those with hot glue. Son of a... Oh. No, I'm okay. Never mind. I'm all right. I thought this was the front, and look where the feet are. But it's not. The front's right here under that mark. And so the feet are in the right place. There's so many things to keep track of. Okay, I'm going to attach the feet with the hot glue. Now listen. The personal curator for Marie Antoinette. We both would be able to do that job, I think, Travis. All right, everybody leave Travis alone. He's mine. I've claimed him. All right, what was I going to do? Oh, okay. I'm going to put the feet on, and listen, a lot of times hot glue is not your best way to attach something, but if you're doing porous on porous, it's a great way to attach something. These are very porous because they're wood. This is very porous because it's, I don't know what it is, kind of, I don't know what this is made out of, but it's very, very porous. So the feet will work very, very well on this with hot glue. So right now I'm just going to see, and they've got holes, so the whole part is flat, okay? So I'm just looking to see where this should be, kind of, I want it out a little, kind of far to the edge, okay? So I'm going to put it like this, and I'm going to stand these like this, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to glue them. I don't want them to come out past the pot, but I want them to be as close to the edge of the pot as they can be, okay? Yeah, her life didn't end too well, but all that luxury. while she was alive. I mean, we're all going to die, right? Okay, so I don't know how to explain this, but I want this foot to be flush with, almost flush with the side of this, okay? It's not going to be completely flush because I've run out of, this does not connect to this. So I'm going to move it out as far as I can in the center of this little part, and that's the best place for that. So I'm going to put down Robin. Travis fell in love with the crackle paste. I knew he would. He's a texture junkie. Okay, so that's right in the middle. So I'm going to put that right there like that. Let me look. Fabulous. And then I'm just going to go and do the same thing all the way around, okay? Doesn't take a lot of hot glue. Oh, you guys, you're going to flip. It's so cute. Of course, there's nothing better than little feet on things, right? And every time you put one on, just kind of look to make sure everybody's in the right position, which they are. No, they're not half beads, they're full beads, but they got a hole in the middle. And when I got them, I thought, oh, that's not going to be great. But it is great because where the hole is flat. So it works perfectly for little feet like this. And that's what I wanted them for. I didn't want them to like string together. I wasn't making like necklaces, but I wanted to use them for little feet. And they actually work perfectly for that purpose. Robin, were you able to get any of that on pre-order? Because I'm thinking about using that in my new class, but I don't want to make people mad. It's frustrating when you can't get something that you want. Okay, so oh my gosh, you guys. So there's our little feet. Have you ever? Is that the cutest? So cute. Okay, and so you can see now where the little bit of ink around here. Oh, I'm just so mad at myself. I'll do that off camera. It'll be good. Okay, so it sits perfectly. Okay, now there's more. I've got jute. I've got little fabric roses. I've got sweet little tags that we're going to stamp something on. We're just going to finish this one pot, and then the other pot is exactly the same, okay? Pentark comes on a ship. Well, you know what? We'll wait. We've waited before, haven't we? I'll wait for goodness. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. Well, I had the perfect little flower that I was going to put on this tag. Where is it? It was in Countryside. It's always something, right? It was in Countryside Meadows. Did I take it out already? Let's look over here. No. We could do that. But there's Robin. We're thinking the same thing. Actually, I have one pot that I made. I'm going to show you. I made this last year, and I did, this was done with, what's her name? Queen Bee, and I did little eggs and did a little situation there. But this is a much smaller pot, but how cute is that? So we're kind of on the same track with this. I think I'm going to put this flower on this tag. Does that make sense? It does. Okay. There's my thing. I need black ink. Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it? I have that in on my kitchen sink. That's something that I kept. All right. So I know I say don't ink on a paper towel, but I'm going to. And hope for the best. There. Look. So darling. I might as well do the other one while I'm at it. Okay, so somebody might be wondering, how did she get that little tag shape? Here's how I got the little tag shape. This, okay? It makes tags 3 different sizes. There's little guides on it and stuff. I use this like crazy, but I do a lot of paperwork, you know? So all I did was I took the piece of paper, it was just a square piece of paper, and I put it in like this, and then you have it go all the way to the top, see? And then it cuts you a hole, and it cuts you, I'm sorry, a hole, and it cuts you a little, what do you call it? A little, what is that called? Somebody tell me what that's called. Curve. It's called a curve. All right, now I'm not going to forget this time to ink this. And look, I just got this, and I can't even tell you how much this tickles me. I follow a woman named, what is she called? I think the Vintage Journal. And all she does is reels. And I'll just sit for like an hour and just watch one little project after another. And she had this, and she says, oh, I don't know. I don't even know where I got it. I got it a long time ago. And I found it at Hobby Lobby, and it's my new favorite thing. I have like 6 corner punchers, but I love this little one. Look how cute. Look, boom, corner. I love this thing. It was like $3.99. This has tickled me to no end. I can't even tell you how excited I am about that. Let's do it again. So it just kind of slips in here. And it doesn't matter how big the thing is. It's big or small, but I just love how little it is, right? We were just talking about that, how we love little things. And look, perfectly rounded. Okay, I want to ink that up. Now, a lot of times when I'm inking, if the middle of the piece doesn't look so great because I've inked, I'll take and I'll put a couple of smudges to kind of bring everything to the same place. Like these are the same papers, but one's inked and one's not, right? Okay, so this is going on my piece. So now I've got this jute that I'm going to take, and I'm going to, oh boy, that turned out so good. I'm so happy. Very, very happy about that. So my thought was to maybe take a little bit of ink and smudge a bit of this on the back. I'm going to do it on the back to see if in fact I want to do that. And I think I do. Okay, so I'm just going to come, it's just a quick smudge. I'm not doing a lot. I'm just smudging this to kind of bring some, so it's not so white, okay? Bring some antiquiness, is that a word? Okay, just like that. I just want to put a few little smudges here and there so it's got a more vintage vibe to it, okay? So there we go. And off camera, I'm going to get these edges. Jute. Thick jute. I'm going to attach it in the back with hot glue, okay? Richard's sitting here too and heard you say how we love you and asked what he has to bring home now. Did you take a screenshot of the little tiny corner rounder? Okay, so I'm going to anchor this here. I'm going to get a little fingertip thing because I know I'm going to burn myself. I'm going to anchor it on the back, just like this, and I'm going to go around. I'm going to wrap this twice. You don't have You don't have to have a Oh no. You don't have to have a continuous line of hot glue, but you need to have hot glue in like a few spaces, like kind of like this, you know, right under the rim. Okay, now that's anchored, so now I can come and I can go like this. All right, and we're going to go around twice. This is so cute. So I'm standing right next to that rim, and then I just lay that there. If you need to push it up, just like that. This adds a real charm to this because it's, you know, so rustic. That stuff stuck to me. So now I'm just going to go here. I'm going to cut it. I was going to, you know, not cut it, but I'm going to cut it. I want it to look nice even though it's on the back. And then I'm going to teach you how to tie a double bow. If you don't know that trick yet. It's my favorite trick. It's how I make all my bows now. All right, so now we're just going to do the same thing. This is kind of bumped out where I don't want it. So I'm going to make that tuck up there more. Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing with another another string. So just lay your glue right up next to that other. And the reason I put two is because, as you'll see, one is kind of it's kind of anemic looking. It doesn't really give you the oomph that you need. Like here's one and there's two. Yeah, two's better. Okay. Oh, these are going to be so cute. We haven't even got to the best part yet. The bow and the tag and the little fabric rose. This jute has a piece of, like a piece of wood. Just kind of tuck it up like that. Isn't that the best? The best. I'm almost done going all the way around this. Just going to pull that tight, push it up. Use a little finger thing so you don't burn yourself. That hot glue is no joke. We're very close to being finished with this part. Travis, are you taking notes, honey? Travis is going to go live, you guys. There, it's out in the universe now, Travis. You have to do it. All right, and then I'm just going to snip this off right here and attach it right there, and it's darn near seamless, even though it's on the back, you know. Which stamp, honey? Which one, Robin? This is, what did I say that was? The one I'm using on all my journaling and stuff. It's Countryside Memoirs. Yeah, that's what that is. Now, okay, here's the bow tying tutorial. Everybody ready? This is how I make most of my bows now. Good. Good, Travis. Here's my tag. Where's my little pretty... I got these at Hobby Lobby as well. Not recently, however. I got them a while back, but it's like just a trim. It comes like this, and you just cut them off one by one. Or you can cut a row, or I have them in white, and I have them in this off-white. Okay, so here's how I tie my double bows. I've got a length. How long is it? It is about 20 inches. Okay, so it goes over your little finger. It comes behind your ring finger, under your index finger, around, under, over, and here. When you get to this part, you have 3 on top and 2 on top here, okay? However far your fingers are apart determines how big your bow is, okay? There's that part. Now I turn my hand over, and this is going to go at the very, very bottom and come through the front, just like this. And now I've got this weird little loop right back here. Do you see that? Countryside Memoirs, the only thing you didn't order. Isn't that always the way, though? Now this is the part that I still get wrong sometimes. Okay, so this is coming from the front. Now we're around the back. And it has to go, I always get this wrong. It can't go just in this way. It's got to come up from underneath. Do you know what I mean? Watch. It has to come under and up. And that's what makes the knot, okay? And now you can slip this off your fingers. And you've got this super cool bow, okay, with two rabbit ears. I call them rabbit ears. Now, this bow, remember I said there was something that was going to go on this side of the pot? This bow is going to go on this side of the pot, okay? This tag is going to go underneath it like this, okay? So we'll see a little bit of the stamp, all right? And then I'm going to cut that out and put it on top of there. So let's do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is determine, here's the front of our pot. So I'm going to determine, Sheila, I didn't get it right the first 10 times I tried it. It takes a while. Look on, I saw a girl do it, and I saved it. If I can find it, I'll post it in here. I know it's saved in my Facebook stuff. So I don't want my bow to go like this. I kind of want my bow to go crooked like this, I think. Or do I want it to go like that? Let me see. If I did it like that, and we could put the tag down this, it might show more of our tag. Yeah, let's do it that way. See, this bow is sideways, but it's a different look. So let's do this bow this way. instead of this way, because I think we'll get more, I think more of our cute little tag will show. We don't want to hide that tag. So at this point, I'm going to measure everything before I glue it down, okay? Yeah, in my spare time, Travis, just sit and make bows. I'm in the loony bin. Okay, so here's my bow. Here's the front of my pot. Here's my bow. And here's my tag. My tag is going to go up underneath. Let me see. Do I like that? I'm going to cut those. Yeah, I'm going to cut those off. So I'm going to leave the tag right here. And I'm just going to attach the tag to the jute up there, okay? Like that. And like that. Okay, there's the front. Now we're going to put our bow on with hot glue, kind of right over this hole. And we decided that we're going to do it sideways, like this. Super cute. Let's trim off those tails. Make sure you don't have any glue showing. There's nothing worse than hot glue showing on your project, I don't think. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this down. And cut it. And I'm going to cut that. You can even like fray these out a little bit if you want to. Just kind of a cute look. Like that. Like that. See how they're like a little bit so cute. Now listen, this piece, I want it to be down here, so I'll probably tack it down with a little hot glue. It's not exactly where I want it to be, and I'll separate these so you get more bang for your buck. Oh, so cute. Now this, I'm just going to trim all the netting off. And this gets quite delicate as soon as you tear it, as soon as you cut it off of the netting, it's super delicate, so just be aware of that if you find some of these. I want to make sure all the netting is gone. And you're going to have a rough side because of the way it's been cut. So what I'm going to do before I even glue that on is I'm going to take a little bit of, it's pretty darn cute, I can't wait to get a picture of it. I'm going to take a little bit of fabric tack like this, and I'm going to put it on my finger, okay? This is a way to fix something like this. You see how that's all raggedy on the ends? I'm just going to touch those ends a little bit like this with a fabric tack and have them just kind of lay down next to each other like this. I really am. Maybe it's a direct application, but not a lot. I just want all those little ends to kind of catch each other so they're not flying out there and there. So now, see? Okay. There we go. There we go. Now, take our pot. And we've got our, oh, this is so cute. And we've got our little flower. Although it's adorable like that, but I think this kind of, let's take a vote. I think that kind of makes it, don't you? I really like that. Yeah. So the little part that I fixed, I'm going to try to like angle it so it's not, like maybe not at the top of the, you know, angle it where it isn't seen as much. Sorry, I'm in the weeds. In the weeds, you guys. I know what I want this to do and I can't get it to do it. Okay, I can live with that. Got one little piece here that I want to snip off. Now I'm going to put a little dollop of hot glue. Not a ton, okay, because you don't want this oozing out everywhere. It doesn't take a lot to make this little fabric rose cling. And I think we'll do it just like that. And it's just a gentle press, okay? Ta-da! Now it's top heavy. Look. So cute. So cute. Now there's a couple of things that I can do here. I can, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do much, to tell you the truth, because I kind of like it the way it is. I might touch up the feet because the feet are a little not perfectly painted, but remember I talked about that we could touch up. And I've got one foot here that is not attached as nicely as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to drop one little drop of hot glue in there. Take the whole thing off. Is that the silliest? It's so cute. So cute. And you put some moss in there and a little bit of green. As cute as it can be. So I'm going to take my, I have a whole nother one to do, but we're not doing it on camera. I'll tell you that right now. But look, that's really pretty. I'll do it off camera and I'll take a picture of both of them. Where's my, here it is, right in front of me. Make sure these are all tight. Give them a nice little coat so they're all nice and even of our autumn sage, our favorite green. So do you see what I mean about you could certainly paint these after you have them on. It's easy enough to do, but I like the little plastic bag trick too. I just happened to have a piece of scrap of paper that was perfect for this. What are the odds? I only have 10 boxes full of scrap of paper. And you know what? It's come in handy. I gotta tell you, I always have a kind of paper that I need. I love that little tag. Isn't that the cutest? Little tags hanging off of things are so cute. Okay. That's done. Now let's see where we're at here. All right, let me clear this whole situation here so I can look and see where we're at. You guys want me to make a bow again so I don't have to go looking for that video? Show of hands. Show of hands. Who wants to see another bow being made? Oh, this is so cute. I just love it. And I think our butterfly is in a perfect place, don't you? And you know what? If you wanted to put something right here, feel free to do that. You could take and do like a little rosebud or something and put it right there. I'm not going to, but you certainly could do that. I'm going to do this while we're together because I want you to see what the impact is of this type of a punch when you put, like, look, you can see it here, but when you take and you ink the edges of it, it's a whole different ball game. So all those little parts that are cut out are a little bit darker, and when you put it on a piece of paper, generally you're working with paper when you're using punches, you know, journaling stuff, like this would be like a pocket, like the top of a pocket. Now when I put it against there, look at that. It just makes all that detail pop. All right, Dina, thanks for hanging out, girl. Oh, you're welcome, Regine. Okay, Elizabeth's in for another bow. All right, we're going to do another bow. But anyway, this will go over here, see, and then you've got the dark that, see, it makes a difference, okay? I'm very happy with this. That looks beautiful. Yeah. And this is going to look just the same as this. It's going to have the jute and the, you know, I'll find something fun to toss in there, but how cute is that? Cute as a button. All right, let's do one more bow. So your string is about 20 inches long. Here we go. Take everything out of camera range so you can't look at anything but the jute. You're going to put it over your pinky, okay? And you're going to kind of trap it between your ring finger and your pinky, okay? And you don't need too much. Then you're going to come under your ring finger, over your middle finger, under your index finger, over index, under middle, under index, under middle, and back over. The way you know you've done it right is if you have 3 on this side and 2 on this side. That tells you that you're in the ballpark, okay? You're in the ballpark, just like this. The further apart your fingers are, the bigger your bow will be, all right? Now you're going to take this end, you're going to turn your hand over, you're going to bring it around your index finger, and you're going to come to the very bottom of all of the string or ribbon, and you're going to tuck it in there, and it's going to come out there. Do you see it? You're going to grab that. You're going to kind of give it a little, oh, kind of screwed on this, you guys. Whoops, sorry. This isn't long enough. Hold on, the other one worked. Okay. Over, under, over, under, over, under, to the back. You're going to come up, you're going to go down, behind, at the bottom of everything, and there's your string. Shoot, I still don't have enough. What the hell? What the heck? Sorry. Sorry, you guys didn't hear that. I'm gonna get a piece of ribbon, it's easier. That jute isn't long enough. Okay, here's ribbon. Anchor it here between your ring and your little finger. Over, under, over, under, over, over. 3 on your big finger, on your ring finger, and 2 on your index finger. You're going to come around here. You're going to take the end of this and you're going to put it underneath all of the ribbon. You see all the ribbon? You did 3 wraps on the middle and 2 wraps on the other. Yes. Then this is going to come down at the very bottom of everything, the very bottom of all that ribbon, okay? It's going to come down like this. You're going to turn your hand over and you're going to grab that, and that's going to kind of cinch everything up. Don't pull it too tight because you need to put, now you're going to turn your hand back over, and your instinct is going to be to put it in from the top in this little piece here. You can't. You have to come underneath that or it won't catch everything. So you're going to come underneath it like this. That's why you got to leave a little bit of room. So this is going to slide underneath that loop in the back. It's going to come up, and that's going to make your knot. See? And then you're going to slide this off your fingers, and you've got 2 tails and 2 bunny ears. That's how I make all my bows now. And sometimes I even stack them on each other. And then you can kind of twist them to make them look the way you want to. So there, and that's it. And there you go. How about that? All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to work a little bit more and take some pictures, and I will see you. I think I'm going to start a class with purchase tomorrow or the next day. Everybody's gotten their invitations for that. If you've bought from me and you haven't received an invitation in the last 2 days, please reach out. I'll hook you up. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you soon. Bye, Ladybugs and Travis.